Drone generation has revolutionized the manner we make discoveries, imparting unheard of admission to previously unreachable places. Drones can navigate treacherous terrains, survey large landscapes, and reveal adjustments in actual time, making them vital gear for contemporary exploration. Part of us as we discover a few drone discoveries of deserted matters and locations, as well as while a drone made a chilling discovery in a ravine that nobody changed into alleged to see 18 Morel sea forts in the beginning. 3 forts were erected, each comprising a central command tower surrounded with the aid of 7 stilted buildings interconnected by using catwalks. These forts had been now not constructed on site, however fabricated on land, and then floated to their very last positions in the estuary, a testament to engineering ingenue beneath wartime constraints. These days only forts continue to be following their wartime carrier. The forts had been decommissioned in the 50s, marking the give-up of their military careers, but their tale failed to cease there. The No Army fort met a tragic destiny, severely broken through storms and collisions with ships, leading to its dismantling. Meanwhile, the deserted red sands and shivering sands fours located a stunning new rent on lifestyles in the 1960s and 70s, when they became infamous pirate radio stations broadcasting music and countercultural messages beyond the reach of presidency regulators. Through the years, those sea forts have weathered the factors and neglect, regularly succumbing to decay, and now can simplest be explored by drones for safety motives. 17 abandoned yacht. Abby Sunderland, a 16-year-old American sailor, embarked on a bold journey to grow to be the youngest character to sail solo around the sector. She prompt from California aboard her 40-foot yacht, wild eyes packed with determination and a dream. But just 5 months into her voyage, a fierce hurricane within the Indian Ocean shattered the one's desires. The storm's violent waves, towering as much as 30 feet, snapped the mast of Untamed Eyes, leaving Abby stranded more than 2,000 miles from both Africa and Australia. After dropping touch together with her family for about 20 hours, Abby activated her yacht's emergency beacons. They dispatched a drone so one can discover her. Initiating a complicated sea rescue operation, she turned into finally rescued via a French fishing vessel and brought to Reunion Island, a French Foreign Places territory near Madagascar. This dramatic rescue marked the stop of her attempt to circumnavigate the globe. Almost 9 years later, in January 2019, the remains of Wild Eyes were determined off the coast of southern Australia. A drone mentioned an upturned barnacle-covered yacht floating approximately 6 miles south of Kangaroo Island, a famous visitor destination in South Australia. Authorities confirmed it became the long-lost Wild Eyes, which had drifted hundreds of miles over time. 16 pot of gold demolition people in Brittany, France, had been told to look for something special by means of a drone operator who saw something in a deserted house's attic. The people didn't assume lots, but later stumbled upon in sudden discovery. While tearing down the vintage old uninhabited house, the employees tasked with clearing out the belongings unearthed a pot of gold cash hidden within the cellar, a find that could make all of us's coronary heart race. The group become busy with their usual work after they noticed an unusual shell-shaped container as defined through the drone operator. It rattled in a manner that piqued their interest. Upon opening it, they found 600 gold cash, all bearing the likeness of King Leopold II of Belgium in relationship lower back to 1870. The invention became remarkable, and the people right away pronounced it to the neighborhood government. The Pont-Evangé spoke back quickly, securing the coins and setting them underneath lock and key. Those cash, each a chunk of history, were of significant cost, not just in financial terms, however. Additionally, as historic artifacts, local media predicted the treasure's well worth at over $150. 00015 remnants of Cold War. Oleg Tan, an avid ATV and drone enthusiast, launched into what he thought would be an ordinary weekend adventure through a remote Russian forest. Little did he know that his adventure could lead to a chilling discovery of Cold War remnants hidden far away from the sector. For decades on this ravine, the iciness were strangely dry, making the normally swampy terrain tremendously satisfactory. Keen to explore new regions, he deployed his drone to peer the way to navigate his off-road ATV deeper into the woods than he had ever ventured before. His exhilaration grew when he noticed an vintage rusted barbed twine fence, an unexpected sign of human interest inside the desolate forest. Intrigued, he decided to push ahead. Past the fence, Oleg stumbled upon a sight that could make any adventurer's heart race: a cluster of rusted-out 8-wheeler vans abandoned and decaying amidst the trees. The vehicles had been big, their once bold frames now succumbing to the relentless forces of nature. Notwithstanding their deteriorated state, the vehicles had an air of thriller and ancient significance that demanded closer inspection. As Oleg approached the vehicles, he commenced documenting his discover. The cars, even though certainly antique, had numerous specific features that hinted at their past. One truck had doorways crafted from fiberglass, a lightweight cloth uncommon for such big machinery, suggesting a design intended to reduce the car's typical weight. The vehicles appeared to have been stripped of precious engine elements, adding to the enigma and their abandonment. Similarly, studies found out that these cars were a part of the Soviet Union's considerable Navy infrastructure, which had been unexpectedly deserted following the disintegrate of the USA in 1991 14 Blackbeard Cannon within the depths of the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of North Carolina. A group of marine archaeologists made a chilling discovery via an underwater drone that took them returned in time via nearly 300 years. They recovered a cannon from the infamous pirate Blackbeard's flagship Queen Anne's Revenge. This artifact, long misplaced to the sea's embrace, supplied a tangible connection to the golden age of piracy and the notorious determined who once terrorized the seas, the Queen Anne's Revenge, a fearsome vessel met its fate in 1718 when it ran ground close to board Inlet. Blackbeard had captured the ship in advance and transformed it into a pirate flagship, using it to strike worry into the hearts of sailors alongside the American coast and within the Caribbean for hundreds of years. The exact area of the ruin remained a thriller until it changed into observed in 1996 by means of a crew from the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Assets. Recuperating artifacts from the wreck has been a meticulous and challenging method. The cannon, encrusted with barnacles and marine boom, changed into one of the most substantial finds. The system of lifting the cannon from the seafloor involved careful making plans and particular execution. Divers first had to clean the sediment and marine existence that had collected across the cannon over the centuries. The usage of specialized gadget, they then carefully lifted the cannon to the surface, ensuring it remained intact. In the course of the method, 13 Duga radar station close to the ghost town of Pripyat and the notorious Chernobyl nuclear electricity plant lies a chilling relic of the Cold War, an abandoned Soviet radar station known as Duga. This big structure, with its towering antennas achieving skyward as soon as performed a critical function inside the Soviet Union's early caution network in opposition to ballistic missile attacks. Now, decades after it fell silent, it stands as a haunting reminder of a bygone technology, and you could see it in this drone photos. The Duga radar system became a part of the Soviet Union's over-the-horizon radar network, designed to detect incoming missile threats from heaps of miles away. All at once, the station sent a sign. After decades of silence, the signal's surprising look and random frequency hopping brought on massive disruption. It interfered with legitimate, declares beginner radio operations, oceanic aviation communications, and application transmissions. The Duga signal sparked a myriad of speculations and conspiracy theories that they needed to deploy drones to survey the vicinity, but they located nothing. Some believed it changed into a Soviet mind control experiment or a weather control device. 12 A chilling discovery in the shadowy depths of an isolated ravine. A drone made a chilling discovery that nobody was presupposed to see. Nestled between towering cliffs and surrounded by means of an eerie silence lies a maximum chilling and surprising discovery. A damaged deliver, apparently marooned far from any ocean or river. The sight of this ship, with its weathered hull and tattered sails perched precariously above a winding avenue, is each complicated and unsettling. How did it get there? What untold story does it bring? The story starts with a group of drone lovers on an excursion to capture lovely aerial footage of deserted places that they had heard rumors of strange and forgotten attractions deep on this far-flung valley, and have been eager to discover from their vantage factor. The explorers could see the ship's significant size. The wooden vessel, which seemed like it belonged to an AA lengthy beyond, become lodged firmly between cliffs with a slim avenue winding under it. The deliver's bow jutted out over the brink, casting a protracted shadow on the rocky floor. Under its masts had been broken, and the sails hung in tatters, fluttering barely within the breeze. Barnacles and seaweed clung to its facets, as if it had been lifted at once from the sea and dropped into this far-flung place. Returned at their base, the team